One step after fear. In a quiet valley at the edge of the Great Wood Forest, there lived a young rabbit named Luma. Luma was no ordinary rabbit. She had the biggest ears, the brightest eyes, and the fastest hop in her entire burrow. But Luma had one tiny problem. She was afraid of everything. Loud wind? She hid under her leaf blanket. Shadow in the grass? Panic! It's a monster! A falling pine cone? It's the end! She'd squeak dramatically. While other young rabbits played in the meadow and climbed grassy hills, Luma stayed close to home, just in case the sky decided to fall. One day, the great owl of the forest sent a message on the wind. All young creatures must come to the stone circle under the full moon. A challenge awaits. Courage will be tested. Every creature buzzed with excitement. The hedgehogs polished their spines. The foxes sharpened their wits. Even the sleepy turtles started doing stretches. But Luma's ears drooped. A challenge, she whispered. That sounds like risk and danger and sweaty paws. Her mother gave her a gentle nudge. Sweet Luma, courage isn't being fearless. It's stepping forward even when you're scared. On the night of the full moon, Luma tucked a pebble into her pouch for luck, gulped down her carrot tea, and followed the line of creatures toward the forest's heart. The stone circle glowed like moonlight trapped in stone. Great Owl opened his wings. Tonight, he boomed, you will each face the thing you fear most, and you must take one step toward it. Only one. No more. That is all. Gasps rippled through the crowd. One step? Just one? That sounded doable. Then the magic began. Each animal stepped into the circle, and the stones shimmered with silver mist. The magic shaped each creature's deepest fear. A young squirrel saw herself alone in a storm. She took one step forward, and the wind calmed. A hedgehog saw a giant predator's shadow. He stepped forward, and the shadow turned into a tree. Even a brave young crow trembled before a sky without flight. One step, and he soared again. Then it was Luma's turn. The mist rose, and there before her stood a wall of darkness. No shapes, no stars. No end, just thick, black, nothing. She froze. Her feet locked. Her breath wobbled. What if I get lost? What if I disappear? What if there's nothing on the other side? But then she remembered her mother's words. One step after fear is where courage lives. So, shaking but steady, Luma lifted her paw and took one step. The darkness didn't swallow her. Instead, it opened. A single light flickered ahead, then another, and another, until the entire night lit up like a garden of stars. And right in front of her, in glowing letters only she could see, were the words, "You are braver than your fear." Tears filled Luma's eyes. She turned back and saw every young creature cheering her on. Not because she was the fastest, not because she was fearless, but because she'd faced the thing inside her and moved anyway. From that night on, Luma still got scared sometimes. She still didn't like pine cones falling too close. But whenever fear whispered, she'd whisper back, "Just one step," because that's all it takes. Morals of the story. You don't have to be the bravest, just brave enough. Even the tiniest act of courage can lead to something powerful. Fear means you care, but courage means you try anyway. It's okay to be scared. What matters is what you do next. Facing fear doesn't always mean fighting. It can mean listening. Sometimes, when you stop running from fear, it softens and changes. Every creature has a different fear, and that's okay. We all face different battles. Don't judge someone else's steps. The first step is always the hardest, and the most important. Once you take it, the rest of the path begins to appear. Magic doesn't just exist in fairy tales. It lives in brave choices. Luma didn't need a spell. She needed a decision. Sometimes the smallest steps take you the furthest. One moment of courage can open a lifetime of strength. What you fear often holds the door to what you need most. Luma feared darkness, but found light and truth inside it. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present. Showing up, even afraid, is a kind of quiet heroism. Fear shrinks when you share it, and courage grows when others believe in you. Luma's community cheered her on. Support makes us braver. True strength is soft, steady, and quiet, like Luma's one step. It doesn't roar, but it changes everything. You are not your fear. You are the one brave enough to walk through it. Luma's identity wasn't the scared rabbit, it was the rabbit who stepped.